right, so we are coming into week 1. It is day 1. Let's go ahead and hop on the scales and get your initial weigh-ins.
$176.8.
Good morning, Carmen. This is weigh-in number 1, 214.6.
My weigh-in. This is Karen.
Okay. This afternoon it's 198.8.
As we get started in this first week, let's go ahead and actually let's do this first. So just going to go through where you guys started off for the weigh-ins. So Cliff, this morning, you weighed in at 214.6. Beth, 176.8. Sam, 204.2. Stephanie, 198.8. Karen, 296.6. Christina, 193. And I know for some of you, stepping on the scale, seeing that weight, obviously we're all in this because we're not proud of that weight, taking your progress photos this week, looking at them, sending those in. It's really important that as we're getting started on this journey, that we're not beating ourselves up for where we're at, that we're not criticizing, we're not condemning. It's remembering that this is where we're starting. This is not where we're staying. This is where we're starting. It is not where we're staying. And so often people think that, well, yeah, but when I get to my goal weight, then I won't beat myself up. When I get to where I want to be, then I'll love my body. No, you won't. If you have a habit of critiquing your form, do you think that's going to go away just because you lose weight?
No.
I can remember a friend of mine, she was a size 6 and she always had issues with her body, always. And she would talk about how fat she was when she was a little bit heavier than that. And like she was 130 pounds and she would talk about how fat she was at 20 pounds, 30 pounds heavier. And I'm thinking, I weigh more than 100 pounds heavier than you. Like, what do you think about me? And she would be there in her size 6, like, look at this cellulite, look at that, look at this, look at that. And I would think, I'm a freaking size 22. You were microscopic at the time. Like, what are you talking about? Because here's the truth. The habit was picking herself apart. The habit was looking in the mirror and seeing what she didn't like. You loving yourself can't have a size. It's okay to love yourself while knowing you're not where you want to be. It's okay to accept where you're at and loving yourself is a habit that you've got to develop now. Choosing to see the good things. Because by the way, if you haven't noticed, we are in an aging body. An aging body. And for those of us that have had kids, just compound that. I have a body that's aging and and everything got stretched out a lot. Right? So like things are going to happen. Like things are going to sag and shake and move and groove and do all the things. And so it's part of aging, right? And so you cannot be in the habit of looking in the mirror and depreciating your body, because if you do it now, you'll do it when you get to where you're going, because you're never going to have a perfect body. They don't exist. They don't exist. And so it's making sure that you love yourself, even though you know you're not where you want to be. You find ways to love yourself even while you're working on yourself, leaving no room for shame. No room for shame. No room for shame. No room. I was so shameful that I actually used to cut the tags out of my clothing. I would cut the tags out because I didn't want anyone to see the size. When people would be helping me fold my clothes, I was so fearful of someone grabbing my pants to fold them because I thought they were so huge. I'm like, I don't want anyone like holding them up and being like, oh, wow. Wow. I would always fold my own clothes because I'm like, nope. It's awful. So, it's remembering also that this group, this is your family. This is your safe place. This is the place you come when you're struggling. This is the place you come when you're happy. This is the place you come when you need support. Because anytime we try to think about it, how many of you have been trying to deal with this weight thing by yourself before? By yourself, no help. I can do it. I don't need to admit all my dirty, dark secrets. No, friends, what you keep in darkness controls you. What you hide controls you. Once we shine light on it, that's when we have freedom. Not when we just keep it hidden and don't talk about it. If you're having a rough day and you're tempted to eat something, the natural thing to do is to stay away from the group because I'm having a rough day and I gotta fake it till I make it. I gotta have my church face on and pretend like I got it all together. No, you don't. You're a freaking human being. And we are always stronger together than we are by ourselves. We are always stronger together than we are by ourselves. So it's those rough days when you've got to come in the group. It's the days when you want to eat something that you've got to come in the group. Those are the days where it's the most important to come in the group and be like, hey, I'm having a hard day. It's been a rough day at work. I got in an accident. My kid, right now, I wish I could shove him back in. My husband is being whatever. I'm at work and they brought all this crap food in. Like, whatever. We're all going to have those days. It makes you human, by the way. Those are the days when you come in the group, you level with your fit family, and you say, I don't expect you guys to do anything. I just needed to have some place to let it out. And you will be shocked at how much better you feel just being able to say it. I am so tempted right now to go eat this. But I'm coming in here to tell you guys and to remind myself that I'm strong, that I was made to do hard things, and that we're in this together, and I'm going to stay strong. Just you coming in the group and verbalizing that, it doesn't make you weak, by the way. It actually is a position of strength. It makes you strong. Only strong people do that. It's a position of strength. So use the group, use each other. And that's one of the most beautiful things about this group is you're no longer in this by yourself. We are all here for you. We are all here for each other. And so use the group. Yeah, I'll leave it there for right now. Next thing I want to talk about is I talked a little bit about what you say. And we're going to talk more in depth on this in a couple weeks. But one of the things about transforming your body is transforming the way you think. Because people that are overweight and people that are fit think completely differently. They think completely differently. They see food completely differently. They see I think so radically different today than I did in 2014. So radically different. And I know that the old me would have so judged the new me. Totally would have judged me. Because why? I've become so many of the things that I judged. But I didn't know any better. I was so self-conscious. And I got to tell you, I was the girl that put up the face of confidence. But on the inside, I was so not confident. So not confident. But everybody thought I was. Why? Because I was really good at pretending. It took my husband almost 10 years of being with me before he realized, wow, my wife actually struggled with her confidence. Why? Because he always thought I was so confident. Like he had no idea because I was really good at faking it. And so, but one of the things that's so important is your own self-talk. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. It is in the power of your tongue. And what you speak is your truth. And so when you say, this is hard, if your truth is this is hard, how do we act when something's hard? Like it's hard. Versus, yeah, this is hard, but you know what? I was made to do hard things. Think about it. You literally, all of you were literally made to do hard things. You were put together in your mother's womb. You were designed. You were given all the right pieces to do hard things. Like you were made to do hard things. You were made to challenge yourself. You were made to grow. You were made to evolve. You were made to not stay the same. And so you're able to do hard things. You're capable of doing hard things. So when something's hard, that's okay because you were built to do hard things. Hard things shouldn't scare you. And it's recognizing that most of the time you're going to be strong. There's only going to be a few moments where it's like, man, you want to give it and you want to give up. And then especially in the beginning, while you're developing self-discipline, because discipline is a muscle. And typically when we start off overweight, we haven't built that muscle very strong because we've given and we give up when our feelings get heightened. Think about it. In a couple weeks, we're going to talk about triggers. We all have these triggers, things that trigger us. Stress, kids, spouse, work, whatever it is. But this week, the thing I want you to remind yourself over and over and over again, this is the first week of the rest of my life.
Mhm.
This is my last first week for the rest of my life. This is the last time I will go around this mountain again. This is the last time I will start any new year struggling with my weight. Sooner than later, this thing is going to be in the past. And Carmen's going to be interviewing on her channel about my success story. I'm going to be that. It's so important that you start telling yourself that. It's so important that you start creating this identity of who you're becoming. Far before I was this size in the flesh, I was this size in my brain. I became this person in my brain before it ever manifested in the reality, before it ever became reality. Okay. And so right now you're writing the next chapter. You're not trying to relive the past ones. Right now we're focused on the future. All your past failures don't mean diddly freaking squat. I don't care how many times you failed. That's then. This is now. That is then, this is now. Those failures have prepared you for right now. And your past does not equal your future. Back prior to 2014, I was a weight loss failure. Today, I'm a weight loss success. So your past has just prepared you for this very moment that you started today. Over these next 6 months, you're going to get out of this group exactly what you put in. We're going to be working on developing success habits. That's why you're in here for 6 months, because prior to common belief, it takes longer than 21 days to develop a habit. Especially when we're talking about these kinds of habits. It takes longer than 21 days. It just does. And that's why we have 6 months together, so that by the end of these 6 months, you have all the tools in your toolbox to not only lose the weight, but to maintain it for the rest of your life. Now, by the way, it will always be your choice to use the tools. I can't make you use them, but I will give them to you. I can make you use them for these 6 months. But after that, then it's your choice. But I know that you will leave here with a toolbox full of tools that if you choose to, you will never struggle with your weight again. I finished my weight loss journey in 2015, and I have not dieted since 2015. Even through a third pregnancy, having a third baby, I was back down in my size 2 jeans within 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Doing this, shocking all the doctors, shocking all the nurses. They walked in the day after I had my baby, and with my third pregnancy, I worked out the entire pregnancy, even up until the day I gave birth. I worked out that morning. And after we had my daughter, the next day I'm out of bed and I'm holding her, and I had like black leggings on and a black tank top. And the nurses walk in and they're like, "Is the mother in here?" And I'm like, "Who?" They're like, "The mother of the baby?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the mom." They're like, "No, the woman who just had her." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me."
Oh.
And they were like, "What?" They were like, "Oh, you must be one of those lucky ones. She's one of those lucky ones." Like assuming that I'm one of those lucky little people that never struggles with their weight. And I just chuckled to myself OMG. Right after she came out, the doctor's like, wow, look at how much her stomach has already gone down. You hardly look like you had a baby. But it's because I had been building ab muscles. So as soon as the baby was out, the placenta was out, yes, I still had whatever, but like it went down so much. And so it is shocking how much your life is going to change over the next year. Like so shocking over the next 6 months. And so we're going to be creating habits. We're going to be creating a toolbox that you will be able to use for the rest of your life. And so in a moment, what we're going to do tonight, and this is probably one of the most important things for you to do, because it's not enough for me to say how your life's going to change. It's not enough for me to say quitting's not an option. It's not enough for me to say you're going to go all in and you're going to make yourself a priority. And for some of you, by the way, that means having a conversation with people in your life, having a conversation with your loved ones, having a conversation with your coworkers, having a conversation with your kiddos, letting them know what you're doing. They cannot cheer you on if you don't make them a part of it. So making them a part, letting them know what you're doing, letting them know that you have these meetings, letting them know why you're not available from 8 to 9:30-ish every single week, right? It's because mommy or daddy or husband or wife or so-and-so, you're making this investment for you. And by the way, if you become a better mom or a better wife or a better husband or a better dad, isn't that good for the family too?
Yeah.
But for some of us, it's been so long. For some of you, the thing you're the best at is doing for other people. Some of you run around all day long, giving, doing, and you don't ever give yourself the best of you. What you wind up getting is the rest of you.
Mm.
Friends, that is no way to live. And you cannot burn the candle at both ends for very long. Life is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And if you're constantly pouring out your cup and you're never filling it up, how much can you pour from an empty cup?
Nothing.
Nothing. An empty cup has nothing to pour. It has nothing. So this time that you're investing into yourself, the workouts, that's an investment. And my kids knew, and they know now. When my kids were little, when I started this journey, we literally had a toddler. We had an 18-month-old and a 3-month-old. That was my ages when I started this journey. Still breastfeeding. And obviously I couldn't tell them, go play in your room. So it was my baby in her little boppy thing. It was my son with coloring books and Legos and an 18-month-old saying, you have to color or play Legos while mommy's working out. Because unless there's an arm ripped off, I'm not available. And no matter how much he whined, no matter how much he cried, no, I'm sorry, play with your Legos. And it only took a week or two of that before they realized, no, mommy's busy. This is her time. But just because he cried, I didn't stop working out. Why? Because those little suckers know how to manipulate you.
Oh, yeah.
It's like mine know how to manipulate me. They know. You know, I laugh at these parents and think they have born these little angels. I'm like, no, we gave birth to little sinners. No one has to teach them how to say no. No one has to teach them how to say mine. No, mine. They know it all on their own. And so don't allow your children or grandchildren to manipulate you. You are a better mother, a better father, a better grandma, a better grandpa when you are healthy. Do you hear me? So don't even feel bad that you're taking this time to invest in yourself. It'll be so worth it. I am a much better wife, a much better mother. There is no area in my life I am not better. Down the way. None. None. People ask me all the time, would you do it again if you could? 1,000 freaking %, and twice on Sunday. Like nothing in my life was better before than it is now. Nothing. Including sex, by the way, in case you're wondering. When you're smaller and healthier, sex is better. Just in case you want to know. There's less things to figure out. When you're smaller, things just fit together. Anyway, all right. So in a moment, you guys are going to be making a declaration. And your declaration, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. And what you say matters, because your brain does not know the difference between a truth and a lie. It only knows what you tell it. It only knows what you tell it. So in a moment, so what you say matters. And we're going to be making a lot of changes over these next 6 months. Why? Because change is required to get change. And so right now, if you're struggling to believe, you don't listen. For some of you, when you get started, I believe more in where you're going than what you believe. And that's okay. If right now you're like, I'm still in the hoping phase, Carmen, I don't believe just yet. That's okay. Here's my belief. I promise you, I believe enough for all of you. You can just borrow some of mine while you're developing yours. But in a moment, you're going to make your declaration. And this is your intention, what you're stating you're going to do for the next 6 months. And there's no right way. There's no wrong way. This is your declaration.
So this is Clifford, and this is week 1, and I'm just here to declare that I am willing to go through this process. I am going to honor my team members and also be an encouragement. And I'm here for the 6 months, and whatever it takes, I will do.
Hi, my name is Beth. Today is day 1. I'm committed to being deliberate in taking time for me over the next 6 months for this program, which I know works, by being diligent in following instructions and giving myself grace not to be perfect. I'll plan ahead to the best of my ability and continue to make progress, even when it seems tough. I know that this time that I'm investing in myself will pay off dividends as I complete what I start and transform in the process. I will improve my health, and the rest of the year will be my best year yet.
Hi, I'm Samantha. This is the year of my health, the year of taking care of myself and giving myself time to reflect and make the appropriate steps for change, to develop new habits, rituals, and routines to carry over into my everyday life, to create a better version of myself. I'm here for my team members and myself, and I will encourage everyone as best I can and myself throughout this entire process. We're in this together.
I'm Stephanie, and I'm committing myself to this amazing transformative program. I hope that I will be a good team member, and I want to be supportive for all of you. I will transform myself into the healthiest, happiest version of myself, for myself and for my children. And I am completely committed to having the healthiest pregnancy I have ever had before. It's time to shed this weight. So I'm going to believe in my strength, and I'm just going to try. I will love myself this time round. So thank you.
So I'm Karen, and this is the first day of the rest of my life as a healthy, new version of me. I will start taking the time for myself and not feel guilty when I take that time for myself. And I will be working on changing my health, my body, and my self-image of how I see myself. And I commit to honoring each one of you and our coach and being an encouragement along the way as we take this journey together. And I commit to the process of the ups and the downs to a new me.
I'm Christina, and this is the first day of an amazing journey, showing myself that I can truly do hard things. I declare that I will honor myself and not cheat on me anymore. I declare to stay committed and dedicated to my coach, my teammates, and myself. I declare that I will fight for myself and not give up on myself anymore. I declare that I will heal my body and I will reverse the bad health conditions that I have acquired over the last year and a half. I declare that this is my year of success. And I declare that I will put myself first and stop sacrificing myself, thinking that that's actually loving those around me. But that I'm just going to love myself by committing to this process and staying focused and doing the hard things and working through it and grinding it out and just fulfilling my commitment to myself, my family, and you all.
Awesome job. Awesome job. So freaking awesome. And this week, I want you to take your declaration. Do any tweaks. Type it out, write it out. Like, this is your declaration. This is your, I declare that this is my year. There is no going back. I am all in. I am committed to my future. I am taking quitting off the table, and I'm declaring that this is my best year yet. You're going to type all that out, write it all out. And I want you to hang it someplace where you can see it. For some of you, if you work from home, hang it at home. Maybe in your office, in your kitchen, in your bathroom, above your toilet. If you work out of the home, put it in your, if you know you drive a lot and fast food's a temptation, put it in the car, put it at the office. Like several copies and have it there. We have to remind ourselves what we're fighting for. This is a fight. And it's not expecting this week that just because you all of a sudden said, that's it, this is my year, I'm gonna lose the weight, that all the junk food's just gonna not become a temptation. Like, no, it is. Like, it's gonna call you at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Hello? Hello, you remember me? The Oreos, I'm in here, I'm waiting. But this is where you get to be like, no, sucker, no more. Not today, not now. Like, no, I'm not going there, right? And this is where you get to prove to yourself how strong you are. This is where you get to write your next chapter. This is where you get to make choices towards the person you want to be, not the one you settled for. For those of you that have kids, this is where you get to actually show them what a real life superhero looks like. You're not going to have to tell the story about bravery, about commitment, about courage. Like your kids, I don't care how old they are, whether they're little, they're big, they're grown, they're middle, they're whatever. They're going to get to watch their mom or their dad have these things of persistence, courage, determination, fighting for what they want, refusing to take no for an answer. You're not going to have to tell them about it. They're going to get to see it in action. And for some of you, like some of you that have little kids, they're going to see pictures of you later on and be like, for some of you that don't have grandkids yet, they're going to look at pictures of you and be like, that wasn't you, mom, or that wasn't you, dad, or grandpa. There's no way you used to look like that. They will not even know that person. And 1 year from today, some of you will be like, wow, I have really changed. Thank God.